Are you tired of Amazon splitting your FBA shipments to multiple locations? Well, in this video, I am going to show you how to avoid all of that and start getting, hopefully, everything shipped to one location. So what is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry, aka Watch Me Amazon. I've been doing FBA for the last 12 years, and my goal today is to hopefully make you a better Amazon seller. So if you get some value from this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's just dive right into it and figure out why Amazon is splitting up your shipments. So there are probably a bunch of different reasons why they're actually doing this, and the first can be as simple as their warehouses are just more busy than usual and they just want to spread things around a bit. Right now, as I'm recording this video, we are in the middle of November. It is Q4. Amazon's fulfillment centers are extremely busy, and I can confirm just from my own experience that shipments that usually go to one or two different locations are now getting split into as many as 4 or 5 different fulfillment centers. Now, another more likely scenario is that Amazon wants to spread your products around all across the country to multiple different warehouses so that prime customers can get their orders faster. So, for example, if you are a seller who is shipping all of your products to the East Coast, if someone is buying something from you from California, that order is going to take longer to get to the customer, and it's going to cost Amazon more money to ship it. So that's why they want your products spread out, and of course, the burden of that tends to fall on you, the seller. Now, there is one more huge reason that your shipments might be getting split, and that is something called the multiple destinations program. So what this is a new shipping program quietly rolled out by Amazon, and they enrolled thousands and thousands of sellers into this program without even telling us. And what does this program do? Well, if your guess is split the fuck out of all of your FBA shipments, well, then you would be absolutely correct. So basically what happens is Amazon is going to give you a 5-cent per unit discount in exchange for you shipping your products to 4 or 5 or 6 different fulfillment centers. And while that might make some sense for some sellers, for the vast majority, this is going to end up costing you a lot more time, a lot more money. And the funny thing is, Amazon probably enrolled you into this program without you even knowing it. All right, so here's the good part. Now I'm going to give you 6 solid tips to help you avoid having your shipments split by Amazon. So tip number 1 is to opt out of the multiple destinations program. So I'm going to put an email address right here somewhere on the screen. Take a screenshot, write it down, but what I want you to do, send an email here and tell them that you want to opt out of the multiple destinations program. Another thing that you should probably do is include your seller ID or your merchant ID somewhere in the body of the email so that they know who you are. And then after you email them, you should also probably open up a case with seller support, just asking them to do the same thing so that you can get confirmation that you've been successfully unenrolled from this program. Now, tip number 2, this one is pretty simple, and that is to just try to make bigger FBA shipments. So from my own experience, when you put together larger shipments with larger quantities, you do tend to get less splits. So more SKUs, more units per SKU, shipping pallets as opposed to small parcel, all of that kind of stuff can really help. And on the SKU level, what I've seen is you want to be shipping at least 20 plus units per SKU, because when you start shipping like 1 or 2 units of an item, that can definitely tends to lead to more splits. Now, tip number 3 is to check your shipment for items of different size, category, and types. So one thing that I've noticed is if your shipment has 1 or 2 products that are different from all the others, in that maybe they are oversized, maybe they are hazmat, maybe they're in some way different than the standard size type items you normally send in, well then that may be what is causing your shipments to split. Amazon has these, what I like to call anchor items, and if they're in your shipment, then they might be anchoring the whole entire thing to ship to a specific warehouse. So playing around with and and removing these outlier items, these different items from your shipment may just prevent it from splitting and going to a different location than you're normally used to. Now, tip number 4, this is one many people don't know about, and that is changing your ship from address. So, example, I can be shipping something from my warehouse. Amazon is splitting it up into 3 locations, but if I change my ship from address, different zip code, different state, different street, all of a sudden, it might just push that shipment, everything all to one location. And the good thing about this tip is, if you use a software like 2D Workflow, you can play around with different ship from addresses when you're making your shipments. You lock in a favorable shipping outcome, and then just change the location back to your normal location before buying, shipping, and completing your shipment. So tip number 5, this is one of my absolute favorite hacks to get around split shipments, and that is something I call the triple quantity hack. Here's how it works. So let's say you're trying to ship 1,000 units and Amazon is splitting up your shipment to 3 separate locations. What I want you to do is go back, make a new shipping plan, but instead of adding 1,000 units, triple that, and I want you to make it 3,000 units. The hope is that even if Amazon is splitting your new 3,000 unit shipment 3 ways, one of those 3 shipments will have a large enough quantity that it's going to be able to hold your original 1,000 units. You can then simply lock that shipment in, cancel the other 2, and voila, you now have one single 1,000 unit shipment ready to go. Now, I definitely saved the best for last, but in my opinion, the absolute best way to avoid shipments from getting split is by using a shipping optimization software such as 2D Workflow. So 2D Workflow is already doing a bunch of different things inside the software to help limit splits. It also makes it easier to do a lot of the first things that I mentioned, such as playing around with quantities, item types, ship from addresses, all of that. But over the next 2 months, we are rolling out some brand new features which are going to be a total game changer for Amazon sellers. So basically, what we're doing is, if you get a shipment that Amazon wants to split to 3 locations, 2D Workflow is going to allow you to force the entire shipment, all the items, all the units in that shipment to any one of those 3 locations. So essentially, not only is this going to put an end to split shipments for good, but it's also going to let you pick which fulfillment center you want to ship to, allowing you to choose what's cheaper or closer or what works best for you. You can look for these shipments by the end of the year. In the meantime, go to 2dworkflow.com to check it out. Lastly, I just want to give you guys one bonus tip. This is especially important for you new Amazon sellers. So if you're someone just starting out, listen up. What I've been seeing lately is ton of Amazon sellers using the inventory placement option in Seller Central to avoid splits. And in my opinion, that is just a bad move. Inventory placement, guys, is very expensive. Amazon is going to charge you an arm and a leg in fees to do it every time you ship. And unless you know exactly what you're doing, I highly recommend avoiding it. So that is going to be it for this video. You got 6 different great ways to help you limit split shipments on Amazon. I do hope that some of them will help you, and if they do, leave a thumbs up, let me know, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.